So welcome to another episode of the AKB48 Group News of the Week, where I talk about 48 and Sakamichi. If this is your first time watching, you can see on the top right of the screen what section you're on, whether it's 48, graduated, or 46. This time, let's start off with AKB. There's not a lot of news about AKB this week, so there are some, but there's quite a bit of graduated news and a lot of 46 news, so let's jump right into it. So let's start off with NGT48 coming up with their new single, which is called Hayakuri Calendar, which comes out on May 2nd. Now, there will be a double censor for this. The double censor will be Yabuki Nako and Tanaka Miku. Don't know too much about HKT, to be honest. I know here and there members. I probably need to watch their variety show, but as soon as I catch up, I'm sure I will be up to date with them. Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are about these two. And next up, let's talk about some music videos, starting off with Kitahara Rie's music video, which once you watch it, be prepared to cry, I'll say that. It's very heartfelt, very emotional. The only thing that bothered me is in the mixing of the song, it actually sounds different than how she's singing in the music video. In the music video, I expected her to be very close to the microphone and singing, but instead she's a little bit farther away, and that kind of throws me off a little when she was singing. But one of the notes that I did like is in the mirror, it actually showed all of her memories, well, 3 from what we saw from the short music video. I'm wondering if in AKB, if she was still there, would she have a solo song? It's interesting to think about. Again, you can probably add that to the comments down below as well. And we have another music video from NGT48. This one is called Atode, and this one's a little bit different. This one isn't your ordinary one, especially comparing to the last one. This one is about the members actually going to a different planet in their spacesuits and everything. It's very cute, the music video. The song is iffy, but I can see some people liking it. Anyway, I think this deserves a watch just for the music video alone if you don't like the song. And now, last bit of AKB news. It is actually a graduation, and this is someone that I really like in Team 8. Her name is Hayasaka Tsumugi, and it seems like she doesn't want to be an idol anymore because she thinks she isn't fit for it. She says she admired idols since she was young and wanted to become one, but now she thinks she isn't appropriate for it, or she doesn't have the character for it. Whatever the reason is, this is a real shame because I think she was really strong as one. Sure, she might have not been the most traditional idol, but she was her own character, which was very unique. Especially nowadays, I feel like it's more about the rawness and less being about a natural, dictionary idol. And now she says she's going to look for something she is passionate about and go towards that. So at least it is good that she recognized this early on instead of being late into the game and just leaving altogether all the hard work you put in. But it is always about the journey and not the end destination, right? Just like these members that already graduated, starting off with Akimoto Sayaka, who will reprise her role as Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy. This time she's going to be in Avengers Infinity War. So really exciting for her, and I'd probably check out the Japanese dub just to listen to her talk as Mantis. And next up is something pretty cool for a member that happened, and that is actually ex-AKB member Kobayashi Medina, who is now an announcer for a news show. This is actually on Fukuoka Broadcasting, FBS, and she's now an announcer for that. She's been wanting this for a long time. Even in her graduation, she said, hey, I want to become this. So very exciting for her to actually go and complete her dream, and now she'll be able to live as an announcer and be able to do what she always wanted. So congratulations. And last bit of graduated news is with Fukagawa Mai, who is in a commercial, and it's in a commercial where they show off wedding rings. I think it's about proposing. Not really too sure on the details, but the commercial is her running along with the guy. They meet up, they hug, and then it shows the ring of her, or the alternate version is of him. So really nice and short commercial. You can see Fukagawa Mai singing, and then singing with screaming together, and then hugging. You should go check it out. Link for all these commercials and music videos are down below. But next, let's go into Sakamichi, starting off with a music video of Synchronicity. Now, this music video is pretty cool. They go with a very simple theme to it. Everyone wears all white. They're in a wooden decorated building, and it's basically like dancing and a little bit of scenic play into it, causing some symbology. There's some synchronized dancing, there's some hand tutting, there's some feet movement, there's some everyone moving around in different orders and then making a pattern from up top. Very Seishiro-like, who is actually the person who made the dance. And don't get me started about those solo Mayan shots. Really good. I think the music video turned out better than I expected it to, in terms of simplicity, actually speaking louder than having a whole story element to it. I still feel like story elements are really important, but I feel like this one's fine on its own how it is. I just might be biased because of Mayan Center, but you know, I do like that they showed Marina dancing for like a good 20 seconds by herself while everyone there is sitting down. I thought that was a really nice touch. But that's not the only thing with synchronicity. Actually, they showed the covers, as you can see them scrolling by. They're actually fairly nice. I wish everyone was synchronized more, like maybe having the elements of everyone's hands in the same positions, or the shoes being synchronized. I mean, I could see where they're going with this, but I wish they went 100% and tried to make it all the same. And next up is a new Nogizaka show. It will be a short show. It isn't a full-length show. It is actually replacing My First Baito, which just finished airing. This one is about entertainers or celebrities who do two jobs, entertainment and something else, and they will actually go and do that. It is actually only 10 minutes long, so it will be longer than My First Baito. So this is better than that. I mean, even looking at Keyakizaka's new show where it's just very short and they go get a picture for Instagram, even though they don't have Instagrams. This one, it will be 10 minutes and will probably be more in-depth, especially with another person being there to join. And the MC for this is actually Oriental Radio, which are the people behind Perfect Human, and they have a lot of experience together, so I imagine this will turn out well for them. Next up is a photo book. Whose photo book? It is actually Nogizaka's photo book, but not the one you're thinking of. It won't be a third photo book of the group together. It will actually be based on Nogisatsu, which goes on Friday magazine. It's the little offshoots that they do that I wish they had an Instagram so they could post those instead. But they actually are going to compile a lot of them and put them in a photo book as the Nogisatsu Volume 1. So that means that there will be more of them coming soon. Probably going to pick this up. Probably won't do a critique on this because of course it is the members taking pictures and showing the different goofy stuff they do. If you're interested in this, this actually comes out on June 26th, so you can go ahead and pick up your own copy and look at those photos a little bit higher quality than they would be in the web. And next up is some cool information about Marina's concert, and clearly they can't fit everyone inside of the Budokan, so what they're going to do is have live viewings at theaters. So you can go ahead and check out the information down below if you are in Japan during this time. The time will be April 22nd at 18 o'clock. So if you're in Japan around the time, maybe try to get movie tickets. I think right now they're selling, so you better hurry up. Go ahead and check that out down in the link below. Oh hey, and I actually used Nogizaka's English translation thing to actually get this piece of news, so it seems like they're getting a little better. And maybe it's a theater near me. Nogizaka in the US. Next up is Etomisa, who is actually going to be on a program on TV, and she will actually be an MC with it, and this is for a baseball show which actually has been running for a long time. It's been running for about 46 years. Oh hey, 46, look at that. She said she used to watch this when she was little, so now being in it, especially with one of her brothers being a big baseball fan, I imagine this is great news for her. And I don't know if this coincides with her quitting the radio show and now going to this, maybe moving up, doing a little bit better gigs. Good for Etomisa and good for Nogizaka and good for all of us. But she's not the only one getting her own show. Saito Kyoko will get a special episode, and this is actually her going around and trying different ramen. She will have accompanied Sasaki Kumi and Iguchi Mao, who will go ahead and join her along with this tour. It does seem interesting, and I mean, who doesn't like looking at cute girls eat ramen? I feel like this could go on for a little bit longer. Maybe this one-time special is them trying it out and checking out the rankings. And next up is Umezawa Minami, who is actually going to be in a stage play for a fairly popular anime. In English, it's called The Seven Deadly Sins. In Japanese, it's called Nanatsu no Taizai. And it will be for the stage play, as I mentioned before. And she will actually play the main female protagonist. So it's pretty cool if you look at her and now compare the version that's actually in the stage play. It's a pretty big difference. It's a pretty big transformation, and I'm excited to see how this goes. First stage play already, super exciting. And last bit is with the current second live anniversary of Keyakizaka46. Seems like things are getting a little bit interesting. As I'm talking right now, only the first day has happened. And let's see, Techi wasn't there, Shida and Monica wasn't there because of health reasons. And we got some interesting centers in there. As before, we got Yui-chan Center, we got Yuka Center, Habu Center, Risa Center, Pon, Akanen, Mon, and Neru. Pretty interesting because, you know, Techi pretty much centered like half of the song, so they needed new centers since Techi wasn't going to be there. Maybe this is them trying out a different center, see how everything works out, see how strong they are, and then be able to name a definite center for the next single. That's my hope, at least. And we shall just have to wait and see how that goes. Day 2 happens today, so I'm interested to see what happens with that and see who centers the new songs. So that's been all for this week. Don't forget to subscribe down below, hit the bell, like this video, and leave your comments down below about what you thought about each news piece that I mentioned. Please leave those comments down below. I read them, and I'm trying harder now to reply to each of them. So go ahead and leave those comments down below. You can go ahead and follow me on Twitter at MrJoshBox. And you can check out the Soul Podcast, which is the podcast I'm on talking about Sakamichi series. Go ahead and check that out. We go live every Tuesday around 7 p.m. PST, where you can join us for the pre-show. We talk about things, we watch music videos, we do different stuff together. And then in the post-show, we talk to the community and get opinions from you guys and learn how to grow from you guys. So please check that out. And as I say every single time, thank you all for watching.